Hey movie buffs, ever heard of Gorky Park? It's this 1983 American thriller that totally nails the whole mystery vibe in the Cold War era. Directed by Michael Apted and based on Martin Cruz Smith's hit novel, the movie is all about shady crimes, political games, and some serious tension in Soviet Moscow. So here's the deal. The movie dives into corruption, loyalty, and what happens when you try to keep your integrity in a world built on lies. It runs just over 2 hours and came out in December 1983. Cost around $15 million to make, but barely made that back at the box office, even though some critics really liked it. What makes Gorky Park stand out is how it gives you a peek at everyday Soviet life. From the cops, militia, to the KGB and even the black market. It wasn't a huge hit back then, but over time it's built up a solid cult following, mostly because of its moody, tense atmosphere and the killer cast. Plus, it snagged a couple of awards, like the Edgar Award for Best Screenplay and some big acting nominations. Alright, here's a quick plot rundown. The movie kicks off with 3 frozen corpses, faces wrecked and fingers chopped off, found in a skating rink in snowy Moscow. Enter Arkady Renko, William Hurt, a jaded but honest chief investigator. With the help of a forensic expert, Ian McDiarmid, Renko IDs the victims, an American, a Soviet dissident gal, and her boyfriend. Turns out there's a whole sable smuggling thing going on, fancy fur apparently valuable, hidden inside religious relics. This brings in Jack Osborne, Lee Marvin, an American businessman who's knee-deep in the shady deals. Renko teams up with William Kerwill, a tough NY detective whose brother is one of the victims, and also gets romantically tangled with Irina, Joanna Pacula, a friend of the victims who knows way more than she first lets on. Thing is, Renko's got the KGB breathing down his neck. Major Pribluda, Ricky Fulton, is always lurking, and even his boss has a few secrets of his own. There's betrayal, twists, a wild showdown in Sweden, and in the end, Renko's forced to choose between towing the party line or doing what feels right. Spoiler, he lets the Sables go free. Small wins, right? This flick isn't really about action set pieces, it's more about slow burn suspense, deep character stuff, and a really gritty feel. Think The French Connection, but in Russia. Let's talk cast. William Hurt totally crushes it as Renko, playing him quiet but super intense. Lee Marvin is perfect as the sly and shady Osborne. Brian Dennehy brings the emotional punch as William Kerwill. Joanna Pacula is, honestly, one of the reasons to watch. She's that good as Irina. And a quick shout out to the awesome supporting cast, like Michael Elphick, Renko's partner, Ian Bannon, the suspicious boss, Ian McDiarmid, the forensic guy, yup, the Emperor from Star Wars, and even Richard Griffiths in a small role. Now for some behind-the-scenes trivia. The filmmakers actually wanted to shoot in Moscow, but Soviet officials were like, nope, no crime here. So most of the outdoor stuff is actually filmed in Helsinki, Finland, and Stockholm. Sweden, fun fact, one bathhouse scene was shot at a health centre owned by ABBA. Also, Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, and even Roman Polanski were considered for lead roles at one point. How'd people like it? Critics gave it mostly decent reviews. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 78%. Roger Ebert appreciated the character depth, and lots of fans call it underrated and love the Cold War vibe. Sure, there are a few grumbles about weird accents and pacing, but most folks agree it's a smart thriller that doesn't do the usual Hollywood stereotypes. A few cool tidbits. Patrick Stewart tried out for a role, and the sables in the final act are actually pine martens. Look for the yellow chest spots. Soviet leader Yuri Andropov's mug in the background helps set the story's timeline. Scottish comedian Ricky Fulton plays it straight as a KGB baddie, a weird switch for UK audiences. If you're into old-school thrillers or want to check out the book series, Renko's adventures continue in stuff like Polar Star, or movies like The Russia House, let me know. I have plenty of recommendations. Give Gorky Park a look. You might find it's exactly your kind of under-the-radar gem. Buy Gorky Park through our Amazon affiliate link to support movies of the 80s. Link in the description. Check out our book versus movie comparison at Vocal.Media. Linked in the description. Subscribe to Movies of the 80s for more 80s movie nostalgia.